Hey everyone, I'm Greg and we're back at the Rockford Fosgate R&D lab. So today we're going to show you how we installed the new Stage 3 kit on this 2021 Can-Am X3. On our X3, we went ahead and removed the roof and strapped the doors open so we could move our cameras easily in and out of the vehicle. These steps are not necessary for your installation. But before you get started, it's always a good idea to disconnect the power when working on any electronics. The battery compartment is located on the back firewall behind the seat on the passenger side. For stages 1, this is the only seat that will need to be removed. However, for stages 2 through 6, you want to remove all the seats, and for video clarity, that's just what we did. All the seats are mounted the same, so to get started you need an 18mm socket and extension to remove the 2 nuts from the rear of each seat. You may have to adjust the seat until you can see the nuts through the access holes. Now, using the same 18mm socket and extension, remove the top of the seat belts. You'll use a 13mm socket and wrench to remove the 2 front mounting bolts. Now, if you're removing the driver's seat, there's also a seatbelt safety lanyard that needs to be disconnected. And once you have access, you can disconnect the negative terminal from the battery. To prep the dash for the source unit mount, start by removing the upper dash fuse panel. Then use an 1/8" drill bit and pre-drill the 2 holes using the dimples in the dash as markers. Alright, let's get these stock dash panels out. You use a T27 Torx to remove the 12 screws around the outer edge of the upper panels and 4 from the center. Now on the passenger side, there's a hidden 10mm nut located inside the fuel access door. You'll then use a plastic pry tool to remove the 4 plastic push pins on the top center area. And there's a 5th pin located behind the ignition hidden under the panel. Then remove the passenger side panel. To remove your driver's side panel, lift up and disconnect the headlight switch along with any other accessories and detach the cable stays. You'll disconnect the harness to the Smart-Lok module by pulling the red pin out and pressing the black catch prong. This can be very tight, so listen for a click. Then carefully remove the plug along with the 2 additional Christmas tree stays. Use a plastic pry tool to pop out the panels on both sides of the center console. This bezel and dash mount are designed to give you that clean OEM finish. Secure the bezel to the PMX source unit using the small screws provided with a 3mm Allen wrench. And then attach the assembly to the dash mount using the same size screws. Now we'll transfer our Smart-Lok module from the factory panel to the new speaker panel. Orient both panels on the same direction on the table. Using an 8mm socket with extension, remove the 4 screws from the Smart-Lok bracket. Transfer the assembly to the new panel and secure it using 2 of the existing screws. Now our kit provides you with new hardware for the 3rd landing, so feed the Phillips head screw through the top side of the panel and secure it with that 8mm locking nut. Your next step would be to transfer any electrical switches to the new panel. Now that you have the Smart-Lok module and switches installed, transfer the 4 push pin grommets to the new speaker panel so they're ready for installation. Finally, we've included a replacement warning sticker. Alright, now that we're done with that, we're going to route our front speaker wires. Use the front left for the driver's side and the front right for the passenger side, making sure your waterproof connectors reside in the center dash. Now route your power harness from behind the steering column into the center console. Feed the cables along the passenger side to the battery compartment. Run your subwoofer harness along with the power harness, going from behind the steering column into the center console, and feed the cables to their designated area. Alright, now you'll notice the subwoofer enclosure comes preloaded. So all you need to do is mount the brackets to the enclosure and simply place the subwoofer in the down firing position, resting the brackets over the rear seat studs. Then using a T30 Torx, secure the provided bolts through the front seat brackets into the threaded inserts on the enclosure. Finally, remove the rubber insert and plug the subwoofer harness until it clicks into place. Now you're ready to mount the amplifier bracket. We're going to make your life a little easier by recommending that you remove the outer and inner driver's side panels. You'll need a T30 Torx and a 10mm wrench for the 9 screws and 2 nuts holding these panels in place. Position the 2 C-clamps toward the outside of the driver's cage and then secure the bracket over the top of the roll bar using an 8mm socket. Let's keep these loose for now because you need to install the nut over the existing screw that holds the outer panel during the reassembly process. Slide your amplifier into place. Start with the screws closest to the steering wheel. This will help you line up the other 2 that are harder to reach. Okay, now you're ready to wire the amplifier. These new M5 series amplifiers are equipped with our new preset technology and also has new pigtails for your connections. Start with your output cables. Your front output is for the speakers, and your rear output is for the subwoofer. Now connect your power plug as well. Once that's done, we'll move to the input. Plug the harness labeled front into the pigtail labeled front, and the harness labeled rear/subwoofer into the pigtail labeled rear. Now that you have your amplifier mounted and wired, you can reassemble your side panels. Be certain the lower tab on the bracket is seated over the panel screw on the front firewall and secure it with the provided 10mm nut. Then go ahead and tighten down the seat clamps. Okay, now you can install your PMX harness. Feed the 12-pin Molex into the center dash area from the driver's side and connect the power wire to the plug located under the center dash. Once that's done, we'll run our RCA cables to the center dash for connection to the source unit. Now you connect the blue remote turn-on wire. Now, match your speaker locations to the proper cables and attach. Alright, you're ready to install the new Rockford Fosgate Color Optix controller. This is a Bluetooth device that will allow you to remotely access the lighting features through the RF Connect app. We'll start by connecting the power cable to the PMX harness, and then attach the waterproof connectors to your speaker cables. You can utilize any of the 8 Color Optix plugs provided. That was a great time to go through and secure your wiring runs. Be sure you have proper clearances where needed and any loose slack is tied off. Okay, you're ready to install your new front speaker panels. Start with the driver's side and reattach the Smart-Lok harness, being sure to push in the red locking pin. Now reattach the headlight and any other accessory switches that you have. Now move over to the passenger side and seat the panel back into its original location. Now you're ready to install your speakers. Plug in the 4-pin Deutsch connectors for the Color Optix feature. Connect the speaker wire by attaching the red wire to the positive spade lug and the black wire to the negative spade lug. Position the speakers to the number 3 hole on the panels and secure it using the included 3mm bit and supplied hardware. Now let's install your new dash assembly. Attach the included antenna, the white 12-pin connector, and the RCA cables from your amplifier harness. You can also make any additional connections with Rockford Fosgate accessories like the USB port, your aux-in, or additional remotes. Now using a T25 Torx driver, you'll secure the dash assembly to the Can-Am using the larger provided screws. Okay, now that we have that done, we're ready to make our battery connection, test our system, and reassemble everything to get this Can-Am back out to the trails. All right, as you can see, that installation came together pretty easy. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact our technical support. They can be reached Monday through Friday at 1-800-669-9899. Until next time, I'm Greg, and we'll see you again soon.